Hello, you guys. Today's video is a detailed flip through of the reading program from Phonics to Reading, Level A. So, before I jump in here, this isn't one of those programs where you can get away with buying just like the student workbook. You definitely want to get the teacher's edition. It is pricier than the student book, but it has everything in it, literally. And so, you definitely want to make sure you don't skimp out on buying both books. And you'll see that once I go through the book here. So let's jump right into the teacher's edition. Now, right off the bat, I will tell you just based on a couple of questions I've gotten. So this reading program, I've gone through it. Um, it does look to have some grammar instruction. You've got some spelling in here, some handwriting. But even with that, if you're using this with an older child, I don't think it's enough grammar instruction to stand on its own. So if you're looking for like a reading program to have like all of that in detail tied into it, then that's not what this is. Like it has just a little, it has like little nuggets. I'll say that. It has like little grammar nuggets in here. It's not like a full on, oh, was that a gnat? It's not like a full on grammar program tied into a reading program, that sort of thing. So you know what? Just in short, it's not an all-in-one curriculum. Let's jump right into the table of contents here. So this curriculum is broken up into 6 units total. Now this is level A, and as I'm going through the table of contents, just showing you this bit, I will say this as well. They do not, at least that I was able to find on their website, they do not have an assessment for you to sort of like walk your child through, or for you to like answer questions so that you can know which level would best suit your child. So I do want to point this out as well. You're kind of on your own when it comes to that. I went with level A because my 5-year-old knows he knows all the letter sounds. He knows the difference between capitalization, not capitalization. He knows the difference between uppercase and lowercase letters, and he knows his vowel sounds long and short. So that's really why I went with level A. We very male we very well may end up having to go down to level K. I don't know. We're gonna tread lightly as far as getting started. I'm gonna make sure we're not going too fast, and that way I can pinpoint if we really do need to go down a level, or we're okay with staying with level A. But I did want to point that out. So if you're looking for something that kind of help you to know exactly what level you need to get, they don't have an assessment for that. And another question I got is this truly open and go? I am going to say yes, absolutely. The reason why is because all of this back here, you could easily cut this out, laminate it, and it be reusable for you. But this is everything that you're going to need back here. And then the little readers that they're going to have to read are included in the book here. So you can just cut that out, fold it, and that's what you need. So yes, to answer your question, whether or not this is an open and go curriculum, all you have to do is prep those things from the start and just pull them out whenever you need. So, yep, good to go there. And then this is an overview, which I do believe is on their website, but this is an overview of all of the levels. And this is one reason why I said we're going to tread slowly with getting started with this program now that I'm seeing this in detail in front of me. Because if we need to go down to level K, even though he knows what I just listed that he knows, then we will do just that. The reason I say that too is because if you look here, this program covers um, like prefixes, suffixes, and then it has like let's see, so in level K you're working on blends, your plural nouns, and I know we haven't gone over things like plural nouns and versus singular, or things like that, so we may end up having to go down a level. But yeah, they have this detailed overview of the levels here, and it does go to level grade 3, level C. Now, I appreciated that they put this at the front of the book so much, because it kept me from having to flip through each unit to see what the differences were between each lesson. So basically, this is an overview of how the weeks go. So each lesson is broken up into days. I want to say is it 4 or 5? I want to say it's 5. Yes. Each lesson is broken up into 5 days. So each day is a different structure, but there still is something that's some similarities between each of the days. So you can really see how they're getting that practice for the concepts that they're learning, but they're also being challenged in different areas as well as they progress through. So on day one, and this is for all of the lessons, this is the layout. So day one, they have phonemic awareness. They have introduction to sound spelling, high frequency words. They have 4 for each lesson, and then they have their connected text, which is in the student book, that little booklet that I showed you they can cut out. And then they have word sort. Then on day 2, it's the same for 1 and 2 and 3. Then they add dictation and word building instead of the reconnected text and word sort. And then on day 3, same 3 tasks up here. Then they do reconnected text again. And then they have some printed concepts here. And then they have a word study. And then on day 4, again, same 2. But then they're working on blending, word study, and then they're working on some independent practice. They've got a cumulative review. They've got dictation, reconnected text again. And then by day 5, everything is the same, but then they have word building, a writing extension, and then a little cumulative assessment if you want to do that. So that's the whole week. That's the flow of each week, each lesson breakdown. And so the other thing I want to point out too, the beginning of this book was really helpful in explaining the setup of this program, but I want to explain this here. So I like how they have these little helpful boxes sprinkled throughout the book. So there's something called intervention. And if you notice like your child is needing extra help or they're kind of struggling with a concept, this intervention box that you'll see throughout the book here actually kind of helps you brainstorm or put into practice certain things to better help them. And I think that's very convenient to have because it keeps you from having to sift around on the internet yourself and pull extra resources and stuff like that. You have built in extra practice if you need it. And then here is just like a pacing for the lessons. So it's each day, and this is just an estimation of how long each lesson takes. Now I did share in my kindergartner his curriculum video that he's not going to sit for these time increments. This is too long for his attention span, I know. So we're going to go through this book at our own pace, breaking the days up, breaking up the lessons as much as I need to, because I know 35 minutes up to like 40 minutes, that's a bit much for him at this stage that he's in. And so I would say that this is a very loose pacing guide depending on your child's age. And again, this is level A, so I'm not sure what this looks like for like level K. But this is the unit, and each unit has like a unit planner or overview in the front of it, breaking down like all of the lessons and what's covered in each lesson, what the target objectives are for that lesson, like what they'll be covering, which I think is very handy, especially if you're wanting to bring in some extra practice or activities or what have you. You kind of have something to go off of. You don't have to necessarily go sifting through each individual lesson. And then here, so I honestly don't know how much I'll be utilizing the progress check area, but it's here if like you would find that helpful. But this is basically like a way for you to track their progress. So that's there in the assessment. I think it's the cumulative assessment at the end of each lesson. So day 5, that's when you would use this. And then over here, now somebody asked about spelling and the setup of their spelling. So I noticed 2 things. I noticed that they have the introduction of sound spelling, which is more like helping them to learn how to spell phonetically. And then they also have the 4 high frequency words that are associated with each lesson as well. So I think that is like two different types of ways that they intertwine or introduce spelling throughout this curriculum. They don't have like just a list and your child just memorizes the list. Even their high frequency words, they use the read, spell, write method, as you can see here. And this is just a insert from their student book. But basically, the child reads the word, they spell the word, and then they write the word. So they will do that for all of their high frequency or sight words. And so we have that. And as I'm flipping through this lesson here, I will share this as well. I went to their website. So you see they have the website down here. I visited the website to see what additional resources they had because I noticed at the beginning of the book, I don't know if you guys saw it as well, but this here. So this looks to be something that's on the website. I have no idea how to access that. So yeah, they say they have additional resources on the website. I do not know how to access them. If you try this program and you figure it out, feel free to come back and share that, just in case someone else needs it as well. But yeah, I couldn't figure that part of it out. And so this is the lesson setup. And now we're moving over into lesson 2. And that is the lesson setup for each and every lesson. So as I was going through this, to me, it looks like just enough consistency in the setup to where your child is getting an ample amount of review. Because I realized with teaching my oldest son how to read, I was like super nervous with teaching him how to read. I didn't want to mess up the process. I wanted to make sure that I was covering my bases, so to speak. And I think this program would help me to do that with my second oldest. Because as they're learning how to read, they do need a lot of repetition. That's really what it is. They just need practice with it, those concepts. And so that is the teacher's book. And then we flip over here to the student book, which again, the table of contents are listed. And this was my favorite thing here. You have a second set of the cards that are in the teacher's book. So again, you can print this out, laminate it, and have it for use. And all of their worksheets, all of their little books, those are in here. And this actually may be one time that I let my son just write directly in the book, because normally we try to keep our materials to where we can just reuse them for each child. But yeah, I actually may let him write in this. And then I'll just repurchase the student book as needed. But yep, so that is actually it. So I don't know, this program, I think it could look very intimidating because obviously it is not set up for your average like homeschool setup. This is definitely something that was tailored for the classroom. You can tell, but it can, you can make it work. It's not, you get in here and you look at the setup, you take from it what you need. As far as the flow goes, because obviously I think I saw something in here like learning, yeah, these like learning centers and stuff. I mean, a homeschool family, we may not want to do those things, but you don't have to. It's just there for, extras if you need it. So yeah, I think once we get in the flow of how the days of each lesson go, then it'll be like nothing. So yep, I hope you guys found this flip through to be helpful. If you have any questions and I'm able to answer, then I will answer them. If not, then I'll direct you as best as I can. Because like I said, in my kindergarten curriculum video, this program is completely new for us. We have absolutely never used it. But I think it'll be a good one. So yeah. That is all. Don't forget to